last we left off, again, Zora was drunk, passed out, face full of mushroom spores. We had some backstory and her past come out while she was being dramatically drunk. The queen, head grung, was caught in a attempted sneaking once or twice. The druid was given many things to stew over. The Goliath, things to think about smashing. And the changeling, oh no, changeling got something. Not changed, that's for sure. So, it was about lunchtime when we left off. And normally it's rations in a pack. And Zora being asleep is definitely not cooking anybody anything for lunch.
It was lunchtime?
Just after, yeah.
Well,
I thought it was later than that.
yeah, it was.
Had we gone to dinner?
Because she had already made the food. She was sitting there drinking, and
This,
when all of this
she
started.
was rage cooking.
Yes.
Now that it's evening and the sun is setting, and Zora is drunkenly snoring, what would anybody like to do? Our recently deputized, your door's not getting locked tonight crew.
Who's on the night shift? The night watch.
Traditionally, the night watch is run by, they swap back and forth 3 bunkhouse guards. You would know Ilarion, Tomba, and Diefja. Diefja was up today. She did day shift. So, it's probably make Tomba.
What time did we say it was?
Yeah, probably 6 in the evening right now. It'll probably be Tomba for into about midnight. And then from midnight into the morning, it'll be Ilarion.
Now that we have the smell in here, can I turn that off? Because it's kind of overpowering for me.
Yeah, my chest is burning.
Done. That was a new smell, didn't know how it would do. But, so, you have your 2 bunkhouse guards, or one into the other. And you know, you have your normal folks staying up until whenever they decide to crash. There's a little bit of a weird buzz. So while the evening breeze is starting to blow, it'll only take 5 minutes to be going. Does any of the party want to do anything, or are y'all going to hit the hay and go to bed?
I'll take a short walk.
Short walk. Where are you walking to?
Are the gates open?
No, they were closed. They never opened over today due to yesterday's events.
Is there a, from what I can see, semi-private, less populated corner? Is there anybody in the stables
in
by
your few
chance?
days here, you would know that normally the stables are the quietest area. You got the 4 horses.
Are they open?
Yeah, they're open currently.
Let's go that way.
Okay.
Did Ina get it?
Yeah, no one in
Um,
there.
Ina had been in the stables, and we'll say at the moment that Ina's still figuring out what she would like to do. She's probably up in the kitchen, has kind of been observing folks, and so she wouldn't be at the stables currently.
So, peek through the stables. I see nobody. I feel like I'm fairly alone except for the animals.
Yes.
Alright, now. I'm alone. Would you care to have a chat? And I'm saying it quiet enough that it's out loud but not picked up on. And there's a tone to the voice.
What is the tone?
Not a demanding, but a authoritative, just kind of, I'm putting it out there.
You're being
Direct.
assertive.
Assertive, direct,
okay.
but not combative.
That's a good way to put it. So you sit there for a minute, and you've put that out there into the air.
And so I don't look crazy. Let's go pet a horse.
Okay. You don't want to look like Wave.
Right.
Excellent. It takes a minute, but you hear in your head, you hear a Calgar.
Yes.
What do you need? And just for gameplay purposes, which you don't know is he hasn't told you this, but he's been using a sending type spell, which has word limitations, which is why it hasn't been like super involved
In
conversation. So for gameplay purposes, Gatgar wouldn't know this, but it's 25 words.
Can we meet and talk?
When and where would you like to meet and talk?
At the moment, I'm private. Doors are closed, so exiting here is not possible.
Did you close it? Oh, okay. Those.
Exiting camp is not possible.
Roll me a persuasion check. Let's see what we come up with.
I rolled a 28.
Are you persuading the DM?
Trying to.
You said persuasion.
Yeah.
Natural 20, but it's a 19.
-1. Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. That's a good roll. Sure, we can meet. Give me 1 hour.
Okay. Where? You know the place better than I do. Or can you get me out of here for a short spell?
Yep.
I'll meet you there, in the stables. I'm acquainted well enough.
Alone, or should I grab the party?
Up to you.
Perfect.
The water thing I was submerging myself in is in the
Mhm.
stables.
Mm-hmm. But if you remember correctly, you had spent the night, so
Oh, I thought that was 2 days ago. Okay.
technically, you've had your hour.
Okay.
Now, I mean, you're a grung and you love water, so if your grung wants to go play in the water, it's entirely up to you, your character. So, you're waiting? What is Jace doing right now? Or were you going to say something, Wave?
I was.
What?
I want to take a minute and take that book out that I know is in Draconic. And I want to scribble one of the rooms
Mm-hmm.
on a piece of paper. And I want to go find Juniper.
Alright. Which book was it?
It was a spell book that was taken off of the Goblins.
Yes. Thank you. Alright. And this is why I didn't get rid of this. Alright, and you go see Juniper. By now, she would actually be up in her room.
Mm-hmm.
Right next door to yours, so easy to find, and
Yep.
you can knock on her door. Yes.
Juniper, I've got something to show you. I want to know if you recognize it.
Sure, come in.
I open the door and I go in. I shut the door.
And she's actually in her seat reading.
And I walk over and I kind of set it on her desk with a piece of paper with one of the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, do you recognize this?
It's Draconic. I speak the language. I mean, it's a word. It looks like it's a spell component.
Do you have a primer on Draconic, or could you teach me Draconic?
We could start working on it. I mean, can't teach it to you in a night, but it's something if you wanted to spend some time, we could work on it in the evenings, or well, right now we have free time while we figure out this goblin lizard folk conundrum.
Perfect.
I've completely forgotten her voice.
Perfect. I'd like to take the time to learn at least where I can speak it and read.
Well, would you like to start this evening?
Yes.
Okay. And so, in her room, she's got her bed here, and she's got her reading chair, but towards the end of her bed, she's got a small writing desk.
Mm-hmm.
And just a small, it's a stool. And she gets up, she walks you over there, and she pulls out, first she unlocks the door, and she pulls out a couple of quills.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, she wouldn't even pull out the quills. She pulls out a couple of pieces of like charcoal. Hard. It's writing charcoal. It's not like from a fire.
Yeah.
And she pulls out a couple of pieces of just small paper. And she goes, well, first thing you have to do is learn the alphabet.
Okay.
And so she starts to sit down and she starts to go over the alphabet with you. And how long? She can give you a couple hours. If you want to spend a full couple hours.
As long as you'll teach me.
And let's roll. Just give me an intelligence check. Just straight intelligence.
With modifier?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got one. 11.
11? Okay. I mean, that's a good enough roll for what you're doing. So, y'all spend a couple hours, and towards the end of the couple hours, she's like, alright, you're doing well. And she pulls out a small little bottle and pours 2 small glasses of what you assume to be some form of alcohol. And she offers you one and goes, well, that's the alphabet, and, we can cover more tomorrow or the next night. It's going to take a little while. Draconic is not the most complex language, but it does have its own unique nuances.
Right. And player to DM, what is the valuation of the money?
Which...
Like, she gave me 5 silver for that berry.
Mm-hmm.
What is our valuation?
Oh, that is all depending on where you're at.
Okay.
It's going to be very location specific.
Well, I know my character, so I pull out like 4 gold pieces and give to her.
And she looks at you and goes, I was just being friendly. There was no need to pay for this. We work together.
I was just being friendly when I gave you a berry and you still insisted on paying.
Ah.
You're taking your time.
Okay. I can work with that kind of arrangement, but perhaps since she slides you 3 gold back, we make it a little more equitable. That's a lot of money. That's 2 days' wages for 1 lesson. I know what you get paid.
Well, I was kind of raised in the woods. I really don't understand
Well,
money well.
Let me give you a quick primer on that. 5 silver for a full day's food was only like, a quarter of what you get paid every day.
Mm-hmm.
You just gave me 2 days' wages for 1 2-hour lesson, and I don't charge for like this normally. It's a lot of money, just so you know, for the services rendered. You were overpaid. That's why she slid 3 gold. But I'll take the gold because, if we like to exchange in this rate, that's fine by me. We don't have much else to do with our money here on the island anyways.
This is true.
Gamble with Realtor, but normally I end up losing money. But sure, I'm gonna have my little drink here and call it an evening if you'd like to have one with me.
Sure.
And you see it's a thicker liquid. And if you taste it, it's kind of like a cherry brandy. It's got just a little cherry flavor to it.
Sounds good.
It's just small little cordial. It's basically an aperitif. So,
Something you'd sip.
yeah, just for a second. And with that, she is going to call it an evening. It's getting closer to 10 o'clock now. And Jace, what would you like to do during this time? From the 6 to 10 hours we've made it so far. Clean. What have you been doing during this time?
Well, last session I said I'm going back to my room after.
Okay.
You were staying. You just
Yeah,
done for the evening. Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
You want to flush
I'd
upstairs
rather
toilet?
not. What is it?
Might just vibrating.
Was that what that is? I thought somebody was outside.
It vibrates everything. I'm gonna have to change that to expansion tank.
Well, after those 2 hours, I'm guessing it's like,
It's about 10 o'clock.
well, it was 6,
Oh, if you went to about 6, then,
about 8 or so.
8 o'clock, yeah.
So I want to go up to I want to go to my room
Mm-hmm.
and leave the room, leave the door kind of slightly ajar.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wild shape into a spider,
Okay.
and I want to go into the sewer.
Did you wild shape once already?
Yes.
That day? Oh, so this is your second one.
Yep.
Okay. So, you wild shape, and you head towards the sewer.
And I know as a spider I have dark vision.
Okay.
I just want to kind of explore that sewer, inside that sewer grate.
How far in do you go?
I just want to get. So when I go down, what is it like? A little small tunnel?
So, as you go down in the sewer grate, and yeah, the beginning is a small tunnel. It's about 2.5, 3 feet deep, and it opens up into a big domed area. And looking around with your spider dark vision, roll me a perception check. See what all you see.
Is this a natural area?
No, this is a man-made area. This is all man-made. 20. You see fairly well that you have a very weak little bit of water flowing below you, and you can see it's coming from an outlet, and it's maybe 5 feet wide.
Mhm.
It's got little walkways, like 1 foot wide walkways on each side, and you see just a little bit of water coming down, and it widens up into a cistern and makes just a small. You would have thought maybe it was a holding area, but
Right.
because it's drier and not very wet,
Mm-hmm.
you can see there's a puddle towards the middle, but obviously it's not full. It has been full before. You can see that it's old. It's well carved and well worked stone. This is not something recent. This was not made anytime in the past couple hundred years.
Okay.
And you see, if you look at that one outlet coming in and follow that water flow, you'll see that it goes into another similar 5 foot, and it's got an arch. It's maybe a total of 6 or 7 feet tall
Okay.
from the little walkway, and you can see that what would be the water sluice would be maybe 2 feet deep by 3 feet wide.
Okay. About how long did it take me to get to this area?
If you spider climb straight from your room to where you're at, and you just went down, maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Okay. The walkways, does it look like there's one heading back towards the way we came? Is there like it's like a catwalk, I'm assuming.
It's just a stone ledge, really.
Okay.
You talking about the ones beside the sluice?
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
there's a walkway.
Yeah, it's little stone ledge, it's like a foot wide.
And I see, do they go into a wall? Do they look like they go somewhere?
It's a tunnel from.
Okay.
So you've got a long tunnel going the one direction into the cistern, and then a long tunnel going. As far as your dark vision goes, you see tunnel, and the walkways
Right.
follow down the tunnel.
So if I kind of look towards the other side of the walkway, like heading back the way I came up through the sewer tunnel, does it look like it goes back?
You're up above it.
Yeah, that's what like
So-
I came out of that tunnel. I'm on.
You're on like the roof.
Yep.
The ceiling of the cistern. It's a big dome.
So from that tunnel, if I move to where I can see, does it look like there's a walkway from that ledge leading back towards the camp?
Which camp? Because you're here in camp, and
Yep.
this is your tunnel, and you went down, and it was immediately a cistern. So this
Okay, so
cistern,
it's straight down.
the cistern, yeah, you didn't go any direction. You just went down about 2.5 feet, and the cistern opened up immediately.
Okay. So I guess for about, I don't know, 30 minutes, I want to go and
I'd say you're still under 10 minutes.
I want to go to the ledge and kind of explore.
So you've got two directions. Basically, you've got a left and you've got a right. So left is going up under the stables, and the right is going kind of towards just the front of the camp. So do you want to go towards the left one or towards the right one?
Let's go up towards the stables this
Okay.
time. I just want to spend, enough time exploring that I can still make it back up
Okay.
before my wild shape runs out.
So as you go down this tunnel, or down the side of the cistern, and you're at the apex of the tunnel, and you start looking down, are you going slowly,
Yeah.
quietly?
Well, I'm a small spider, so
Roll me a stealth check.
I'm not like a giant spider.
No, but
I imagine it'd be even hard to see. 20, natural
natural 20 for a total of
20.
okay. Oh, right there, dumbass. Alright. You feel very secure in the fact that you're sneaky.
What do I see?
What's the range of the dark vision?
I don't know. I
Is
don't
it
have my phone.
Is it 60 feet on the spider?
I don't have my phone.
That's okay. I got this right here. Ooh, Yeti.
Please don't have a Yeti in us. A Yeti in the sewers.
Oh yeah, you found a Yeti.
Oh dear God.
So a swamp thing.
As long as it makes my heart sign.
No, we're gonna call it 60 feet. I'm 99% sure it's 60 feet. So you see a bunch of creatures, or what you assume to be creatures. With that roll, you can see them moving just a little, hanging from the ceiling, about 25 feet in front of you. And you also, as you look down, you see 2 1.5 chutes, a big, like a clay terracotta type pipe sticking out, 2 of them, just above the walkway, and they stick out the distance of the walkway. So somebody walking down that walkway would have to climb over them.
Do the creatures I see look like something someone would wear on their chest as a symbol?
Not really. Maybe a little similar to a bat, but they look a little different than a bat. They do seem to have maybe some wings wrapped around them and feet, but they don't quite look like a bat. They look a little insectoid.
I think I'm gonna turn around and go back and ask Juniper if there's a way in.
So you go back. Do you wild shape back in your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to know I can wild shape yet.
And then you go back. And you talk to Juniper. You knock on her door again. Yes.
Juniper, quick question for you.
Yes, Wave.
The sewer, it leads to a cistern. Is there a way from the camp down to the cistern?
Just that sewer grate. I've never personally explored it. I know it's down there. I'm pretty sure there's probably a good bit of sewer tunnels down there, seeing at one point this was some kind of civilization or establishment.
The goblins and lizardmen have been here for a lot longer than we have.
This is true.
So I'm curious if they could come underneath and come up.
You know, that's kind of a scary thought. They could, but lots of miles of tunnel if it's like I think it is.
Maybe we want to take a little bit of a day and see if we can find an entrance down, because if it's a cistern, normally there's a way down to get to it.
Well, my understanding of city sewer drainage is that would mean we would have to find where some of these ruined buildings have entrances. You could always tie a rope on the grate there, but
It's a little tight.
the grate?
When you say it's like 2.5 feet, I can't get a Goliath down it.
You know, that's what butter or lard's for.
And we just stand on it.
We would just, you would just have to needle in a haystack maybe. Trying to find an entrance. It's possible. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Maybe time on an off day, because we passed a ruined building. Has that ever been explored?
None of us have taken any time to explore any of this.
Do we know even what civilization this was that left these ruins?
You can look at the workmanship of the stone. Give me a history check.
Are all the strawberries gone?
This the one she's petting is the last one left.
Oh,
I'm not
two.
petting it.
There's several left up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you didn't do them all.
Yes,
I was like-
strawberry eater here.
Dang.
I'm
I
not
rolled-
hungry. Oh, no.
I rolled a 2, but I was kind of asking Juniper.
Yeah, I was curious what wave and figured out. Juniper
Done.
goes, let's see. Possibly Elvish. Haven't really thought about it or studied them. But, you know, some of the graceful curves and some of the ruins we've passed could be Elvish. Not my specialty.
Right. Mine either. But I wonder if nobody's explored it, what's left?
You mean the sewers?
Well, the sewers, the buildings. If there was a civilization here, something happened to them. They either abandoned the city or the town or village. I'm assuming a city, if it has a full sewer network.
That would be a safe assumption that it would have. That there was a city here at one point. I've just, honestly, this is the first that it's really come to my attention that I've thought on it. I know there's some places we've passed that might have been foundations to buildings. So it very well could have been a spread out town or city here.
Yeah.
But
Either they moved on and left the city to crumble, or something happened. And if they left in a hurry, there may be some things left.
this is true, and you know, they call it the breaking for a reason.
Right.
Much of the literal continent, you know, from my understanding and from the tales I've heard, again, I'm no historian, is that physical changes happen to the continent. It physically broke in places. So I could see, you know, that being a reason for people to leave.
Right.
Or die.
We we might be able to find something worthwhile, or at least worth interest. But this seems like something to look at in the morning.
Good night's rest and fresh eyes.
Right. Now I'm done for the night.
Alright. And Wave heads off to bed. Gatgar's hour. What did you do while you were waiting? Anything? Did you go get anybody?
No.
Okay.
You braided straw.
Zora snored. Clean was in the room. Did you do anything, Jace, for
I
the
mean,
past couple hours?
go back to the room and hang out.
Okay.
But our roommate's not down here, so.
Yeah. So, Gadgar, you're sitting in the stables, and you hear just a little, and look around, and there's only one little lantern in there. Do you have dark vision? You don't, do you?
No.
Okay.
I'm good within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, it's relatively dark overall though, and you have a pseudo familiar figure now walk up toward you, and just and again in his basic white, heavy cotton robe, and he goes, Gadgar,
Yeah.
what can I do for you this evening?
Thanks for the meeting.
You're welcome. I possibly could thank you.
I have a few questions that's come up since we last met, kind of on an odd whim.
What are your questions? Perhaps I can assist you.
And as far as you can tell, we are alone, right?
And he looks around and he goes, you see him make a couple of
Mm-hmm.
hand gestures. About as alone as it gets.
Do you know of a traitor in this camp? There's a few rumors and bad words going around. And I'm trying to rule out the threat from within, seeing how many threats are without.
So, that brings me to maybe a banal question. Define traitor. What turncoat are you looking for?
Is there someone amongst us within the camp that would be or could be working with the goblin or the lizard folk? There's questions regarding both, or concerns regarding both.
Roll me a persuasion check.
There was not a persuasion there. That was a straight up question.
It's how much information it gives you.
Okay, that's fair. 4.
Well, for your concerns, I expect no backstabbing from any individual here to sell you to the goblins or the lizard folk. You have recently acquired a lizard, though.
Right.
But I wouldn't worry about them.
Okay.
I would more worry without your walls.
That was kind of the direction of the question. How long have you known me? For question number 2.
How long have I known you?
Have you followed me for decades?
No.
Do you know me just since my arrival?
I know you since your arrival. Things come more into my view on the island.
Fair.
I don't currently concern myself with much past the island.
Good enough. I'll take that. On one of our outings, we were obviously jumped, which I'm sure you're aware.
Oh, well.
It happens. I grabbed a few of these vials that were, being chunked at us. And I've asked a few around here, but not many can give me straight answers. Or not many have enough information. Can you take a quick look at these and maybe shed some light on what they are and what they do?
What do you have?
Yellow?
Yellow. Now, where's my plus? That block is still being built. Huh?
Now,
Huh?
Hello?
What? I'm sorry. I heard
you get
voices in my
distracted.
I heard voices in my head again.
I understand.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's not what I was trying to do, but okay.
Nope, no C. There's no C.
I lost where I was going.
Yellow. Yellow vial.
Thank you.
No.
Tired. Yes, that looks to be a fairly simple alchemical reagent. Probably comes from some of the plants here on the island. And I'd be willing to bet, if used inappropriately, it would damage somebody. Kinda burn you like the sun burns you.
Care to call it an acid?
No. I mean, if you're looking for a damage type, it would be radiant.
Oh. How about the green one?
Being consistent here. Similar. Again, it's a plant-based mixture. And, he's playing with them, opening them up, looking at them, and all
Doing
that
the
fun
normal
stuff.
stuff I expect, right?
And goes, this one's gonna burn you more like, it's acidic. It'll slowly eat flesh. It's not very strong, though. He goes, you've probably eaten foods that are stronger.
Okay. Blue?
And he pulls it out and he sniffs it and goes. And this one is definitely made with a local plant. You smell that nostril clearing smell. It smells cold and almost like ice.
And the last one that I'm most curious about. Black.
And he takes it and he, oh yes. Where did you get this?
Same place. I was hit with it also.
You have some very busy friends. All these will hurt you if you let them sit on your skin or soak in or
So
something.
I know.
They're all plant-based. I believe this probably has a little belladonna, maybe some nightshade in it. But it would cause skin necrosis for sure. But none of these seem magical in nature. They all seem, crafted concoctions.
Okay.
Not the most potent, but all enough to hurt.
Yeah.
At least make you uncomfortable.
And just a couple other questions to wrap up before I let you go for the night.
Yes, school is in session.
To further enhance my abilities,
Yes.
as far as my growth would be from here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting visions when I sit and study of being in two places at once.
Little out-of-body experience.
Kind of, but I almost feel like I have control of both bodies.
Ah. Have you dabbled in... Let's keep these checks going. Have you dabbled in chronoturgy?
Not more than looking at the sun.
I wouldn't do that. It's probably bad for your
It's
eyes.
bright, but you get the sun, you gotta bounce it off the rock.
Mhm.
You can kind of get a general idea for time of day.
Yes.
A little harder at night.
Yeah, the two moons really screw that up, don't they?
Alternating shadows.
But, what you're describing sounds almost like a chronoturgical skill set.
Could you train me in more of those abilities or point me to who I should talk to?
You would have to find a chronoturgist. Someone in one of the cities on the mainland. Chronoturgy is not
Common.
a magic. Well, it's not a magic I deal in. I am familiar with it. I've had my dealings, but it's not one I use. It's a manipulation of what you view as time. To be able to be in two places at once, you must, some of your higher level casters, they can stop time. And they can completely function. But time is stopped for everyone else. It takes many years to get to that level. But there are more basics, slowing of time, and other manipulations of it. Not my specialty. There's very little I could teach you more than I just did.
Fair enough. And last question I have. You said that there was something special, not only about me, but about the group.
Yes.
So first half of the question, what is special about me?
How much would you like to know?
Give me the Cliff Notes version.
And roll another persuasion.
Because this could be hours of a talk, so. 18.
18, okay. Well, you, good Gadgar, how much do you know about the gods?
Which ones?
The gods of Lavea. The quasi-gods, or the pillar gods.
The only one I've really ever looked into would be Halid.
Halid, yes. The god of stone.
Right.
Well, he is a potent god. What do you know about Halid?
God of stone. The one my people most commonly would call upon.
Yes.
What else do I know?
Well, and that's mostly what you would know. Y'all kept it simple, to the point. Well, Halid is the god of stone. He is one of the pillar gods. He is a creation of Cassia, one of the original children of the Overgod. And, you're special to him.
How so? Where do I take that information? Aren't all God's children special to them in some way?
No, you're different. I can see on individuals a different touching, a different working, this magic. The magic that we use, the magic that I use, it's a manipulation of the primordium. And the primordium is, in its own way, it is magic. And if you are what some of my colleagues and others that are older call fate touched, if you are fate touched, you have a different aura.
F-A-T-E. Okay.
You have a different aura about you. And I can see it. Your higher level magic users that have divination abilities can see people that are fate touched. And it's used in many different ways. That's how people will manipulate governments to get in certain people. And it's where the gods have seen someone at some point in their life. They've given them some kind of blessing.
So how do I use this, or learn more about it, or touch on it, or...
It'll develop on its own. It's not really for you so much as it is for them. You may just be someone they touched at one point thinking you would develop into some great grand warrior or a new prophet. Or, you might just become excellent blacksmith. And they may have touched you and left you. And they may constantly follow you and watch you. The gods have their own whims and ways. But given your people worship Halid, he's probably the one that touched you. I couldn't tell without rituals and perhaps having some of my colleagues spend some time with you, knowing which god touched you, but it's a safe assumption, if your people worship Halid, that at some point in your life you did something and he decided to mark you, so to speak.
And you spoke of the others also being special in ways. Is it the same special, or is it different for each of them?
Yes, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, perhaps unbeknownst even to the gods themselves, there are quite a few of you on this island currently that are fate touched. I've seen a few come and go, but never this many at once.
Who would have had the ability to gather this many fate touched in one place? Would they have known who they were getting?
Oh, it would have had to be user of magic with much resources.
Like yourself.
Possibly beyond my resources.
Hmm.
For me to have this many all in one place, as remote as this, at one time. A highly populated area, not so big a deal, but this is not that. Either that, or perhaps the deities themselves have decided to start taking a more active role in the daily goings-on of Lavea.
So you said there's many here. Is there a, can you put a number to that many? And we'll make it easy, just in the camp.
In the camp, I believe there are 6, maybe 7.
And I've talked to all 6 or 7 of these.
Likely, if you've talked to most of your campmates, I would assume you've talked to all of them. You hang out with several of them, for sure.
I guess you see where this question goes, huh?
The majority of the group that you brought with you were fate touched.
I only brought one with me. And we were kind of drug here ourselves.
No, to my cave.
Ah, okay. This makes more sense.
Misunderstanding in verbiage. But yes, the majority of that group was fate touched. And it can be taken away. So, don't know. Probably part of why I've been watching all of y'all. I'm curious.
Well, that makes multiple of us, I'm sure.
I'm very curious why so many of y'all are here, or if things have just gotten weird.
And so for follow-up, and I'll let you go here. Where do we go from here?
Oh, at some point you get your butt off this island, but if you're all here for a reason,
Then we don't get off the island.
who knows what that reason is? It's outside of knowledge I have. I would say there's still perhaps something to be explored here. You haven't even been here a 10-day yet, so...
Which direction? You know the island. Where do we explore? Do we need to go north, south, east, west? Jump off a random cliff?
I think one of those has been done already. And I think that's part of the journey, is deciding and learning on your own. Especially if you were meant to operate as a group. I do believe I might myself be interfering with the god's domain if I give you more direction than I should.
General direction would be nice.
Something for me to ponder on. But at this point, I would say you should probably start.
I keep hearing words from above to build a boat. A raft.
You know, a boat.
But that's off the island.
Or you could Shanghai one. Well, it takes time to build a boat.
Not if we Shanghai one.
Well,
That's pretty quick.
one of them has to be here to Shanghai. And, you know, perhaps there's more dealings to be done with the lizard folk and the goblins. Used to be an ancient settlement on this island. Perhaps there's still some hidden secrets in some of the ruins. Perhaps you're just waiting on the impetus to Shanghai boat. Or maybe it's the formation of the group that needs to happen first. Maybe that's what the gods are trying to do. I don't know. I've studied it for the few days you've been here. I haven't come up with a great answer. But the group that I had at my table seems to be a good group. Maybe y'all are just waiting on some personal directions. And those I can't give you.
Right.
I could tell you that if you were leaving the island and you had the methods to sail, I'd sail to Hidden Gate or sail to Brindale. Y'all's group should probably avoid Temkua at the moment. But
Hidden Gate or
Brindale. Perhaps a few of y'all should consider your contractual obligations to the island. Every contract has a way out. Maybe that's the direction. Perhaps those of you that are here on less than willing terms, your way out is the front door.
walk.
Yeah. I believe Ember Hill's fairly open about that. She just doesn't give you a means off the island. Those that are here paid, I've seen a few leave. They take a boat. Perhaps that's what y'all should work on. Creative ways to end in a contract. And Ember Hill not being here, you know, may have to wait on her to come back.
Thank you
Oh,
for your time.
you are welcome, Khadgar. And he looks at you and goes, I think it's time for another one of my walks.
Enjoy.
And he walks and just gone. So,
And I look around, I see nobody that seems to have.
give me a perception check.
4.
4. Seems pretty quiet.
Yep.
You see the dinosaur in the corner.
Yep.
You got a dinosaur that's sleeping with a big fat belly, like the rest of us right here.
I guess I will mosey back towards
Okay.
my bunk.
And y'all's room is open. The other prisoners, employees, you know, slaves, have all been locked up. And
What time is it?
it's getting late. I mean, 10, 11, the moon's full, high.
Is Jace asleep?
We were in the room together. So, I don't know. We were?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Moon's half
Share a
full.
room.
Both of them are half full. And a calendar. Yeah, y'all do.
What I share a room with someone else?
No,
Okay, my bad.
the three of y'all and a grumpy elf with face burns.
So I guess as I get to the room, I'll kind of
Yes, okay.
slow open a door, trying not to wake anybody, given the time that it is. Seems like I did a good job.
Good. Crawl in bed and everybody can go to sleep.
You good, buddy?
Everybody calls it a night and gets a full long rest.
I clean.
And morning comes. made the DM laugh.
What did you do? I said, night clean.
Night, John boy.
Cause
too young to get it.
Green Acres is the place for me.
Technically.
We're all too young to get it.
Yeah. We just had better TV when we were younger.
We just had only TV when we were younger. That or Flipper.
Man, I'll watch some Flipper.
Classy.
Classy.
Oh, me. But morning comes. Sun's up. It's a bright day. It's on the warm side. And, there's no smells coming from the kitchen. As would be normal this time of day.
Yeah.
And anybody that walks out, starts to look, Zora's door is still closed. Seems somebody definitely is working on that hangover. What would y'all like to do? The morning is yours. Y'all's door was already unlocked. You know, it's not being locked anymore.
Richie.
So,
As we exit our rooms,
yep.
who do we see doing what where?
Well, you notice there are a bunch of folks that would normally be gathering breakfast this morning, muttering and murmuring to themselves about there being no food, and this place has gone to hell since Ember Hill has left, and she needs to come back. The cook ain't doing their job. And you see people have got various pieces of fruit, mango, guava, whatever they could find that was sitting around in the kitchen, because the storeroom is locked. And, you know, anything that just happened to already be up there, munching on what they can get. And you see Realtar, he's in the kitchen, and he is definitely cursing a little louder, because this is now the second morning he's had to make his own coffee. He is not happy. And about that time, you see the storeroom door open up, and Vondar comes out with a big old handful of fruits and vegetables, and potatoes, and he looks like he's going to attempt to make some kind of breakfast. Everything is like, there's no schedule or routine anymore, and everything's all torn apart. And Juniper comes out behind him, and she's got some like dried, salt-cured meat. You know, just big old, kind of a satchel full of it. You know. And they're attempting to be the cooks.
That's great.
Yeah. So, Realtar's getting the fire started. So they're making breakfast and doing all that fun stuff. And Rain's in there. She's got her sleeves pulled up, and she's got a skillet, and she's cracking some eggs into it now that Realtar has a fire going. And this is not what these people do. There's a reason there's a camp cook. And it's a morning clusterfuck in the kitchen.
It seems those mushrooms are a lot stronger on the goblin. Maybe the alcohol had an effect too.
Do you think we should go try to get some brownie points?
Do you know how to cook?
I can crack an egg.
I can do that.
That's more
Technically,
hands.
I would know how to cook.
Yeah,
That's more hands than
you-
they have
You
currently.
cooked on your shit.
I know. Yeah, I would be good at cooking. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see what we can do.
Rain, Juniper,
Yes.
obviously y'all are busy and swamped.
I'm
I'm no cook, but
Technically, I.
where can I help?
Oh, excellent. And she slides the skillet hand towards you and goes, "Tell me what I can do to help, because this is not my forte.
Direct.
Yeah.
I've got eggs, and Juniper has bacon,
Oh.
and Realtar
Okay.
made coffee. Careful. You might not sleep tonight. He doesn't really sleep anyways, so he likes his coffee strong.
Sounds like the good kind.
Well,
So-
it's delicious. I can't argue about that, but My heart, I just, the palpitations, it's just, I gotta cut it down. I like half cream and half coffee,
Well,
a little sugar just in case. I mean, maybe that's why I'm so sweet. It's all the sugar.
I would, well, look at what we have. Would it be similar type things that I would have been able to make on the ship?
Yeah. Salt pork, eggs,
So I would
all things that last
Start
well.
directing and whip up something that I would have helped make for the crew.
No. And y'all do, and y'all succeed, and you've got actually a pretty good breakfast. And there's fruits, nuts, and berries and stuff for those that aren't of the meat-eating variety. Vondor's very appreciative of this. He gets himself a nice big salad. And, Realtar's pretty happy with your bacon and eggs. Likes it. Nice change of pace. You know, maybe I'll cook more often.
I'm good.
You sure?
Get the goblin up and
No.
sober.
I checked on the goblin earlier. The sounds coming from that room were unholy. Nothing that small should be able to snore that loud.
I go down to the dining area, I guess.
Dining area's up, but okay, sure. You can go into the dining area.
Down, up.
Down, up. They're the same now.
It's like a dry bath and a wet bath. You know, same
know.
thing.
I love dry baths.
Can I notice that there's not any food, like pre-made and just like shredded food? Is the goblin making anything?
The goblin
Like
ain't.
when I went past
Oh,
their room?
their room's above basically yours. So you would have passed it. You'd have been underneath it. And roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Hold on. 21.
21. As you were leaving, you heard the most ungodly sounds coming from that room. How can someone so small, you know, it's
Can I go investigate?
scary. The goblin?
Mm-hmm.
Sure can. Well, you can go upstairs up to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Inside the door.
It's locked.
Would I know that he has a key?
Possibly by now you would know. I don't know that you would know. That would be. That would
we
be.
all
helpful.
saw. We all saw
Well, yeah,
keys dropped into his pocket.
but wouldn't know if that was a key to everything.
It's keys. So
They were keys. I mean,
It's an assumption.
yeah.
I mean, it's a possible assumption that Wave has
Or
keys.
Wade. Wave. Okay.
Proof of vendetta.
Can I go to Wave's room? and knock on the
Absolutely.
door?
Sure can. Grab it. Grab it.
It's unlocked.
All I'm doing is knocking. I'm not. Or were you saying that
She's
physically?
learned her lesson.
Actually, at this point, going over my character, I probably should just open the door.
That'd be about right.
That's why I just said it's unlocked.
Okay, then I'll open the door instead of, well, I'll knock and then open the door. Are you up or are you still asleep?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm up. I'm sitting and meditating.
Do you have a key to the goblin's room?
Open one eye. It's a frog. What do you want?
There's ungodly noises coming from the goblin's room.
Godly noises.
Ungodly noises.
Shouldn't you find a priest?
Probably.
Not really a priest.
Never said you were. Didn't think you were. I just need a key.
Why didn't you just pick the lock?
Who says I can do that?
You did.
Fair point.
Open mouth, insert paddle.
This be easier to ask you for the key that I know you
You
have.
interrupted my meditation for a key.
Yep.
Do I hear the noises? I'm assuming she wasn't polite enough to shut my door.
You probably hear off in the distance this deep, rumbly, you recognize to be god-awful snoring. I mean, again, you realized this is why she called it ungodly. It's how does something so small make so much noise? Like a screaming baby. Except it's snoring.
Are you worried about her, or are you wanting to stick a knife in her to stop it?
Hasn't
It
decided
shouldn't be
yet.
this hard of a decision.
Worried. Because I went down to the dining hall and there's no fucking food.
She must have beat y'all to it.
Simultaneously.
Huh?
Go ahead.
They're cooking. So you must have been in there before them.
Sure.
That works.
Alright, I'm curious. Get up. Go on.
Do you think I should get a jug of water?
Why do you need a jug of water?
The noises coming from that room don't sound goblin. So if I take a thing of water,
You think it's going to be weak to water?
what do you mean wait to water? No, to wake it up
Does she know it's snoring?
or to stop noises or whatever.
Drowned it.
Drowning it, yeah. Sure, go get you a jug of water. I don't have any.
Hey, you stay here. I'll go get water. Can I go get a
Sure can.
like a beer?
You can get a
Mug.
large beer stein full of water. Absolutely. Easy enough to find.
I'm assuming I left you at the goblin's door.
No, you left my room, but as you left, I walked out of my room, shutting it and locking it.
Trust no one.
Yep. While she's gone, I walk over to the goblin's door and I take my keys out. I find the one that works. If there's one that works,
You locked it last night, so there's one that works.
yeah. You coming back yet?
Yep.
I go, damn, I don't have a key to this door.
Well, you're no help. Can I tell if he's lying?
Insight check. Your roll, persuasion or deception. Although we have an idea what it is.
What does that mean?
It's a nat 20.
21.
18.
Yep. Pretty sure he's lying to you.
I call bullshit.
I take the wrong key and I slide it in the door.
Try the other one.
I take every key. I just jiggle them.
Try a little harder.
Pick the lock.
No, because that could get me in trouble.
With who? Me?
Yes.
I'm the one saying pick the lock.
Can I pick the... Wait, I don't really have things to pick the lock.
You can try with whatever you have
You
on
have
you.
my dagger. You still have my dagger.
Can I try it with the dagger?
Sure can.
What am I wrong?
Sleight of hand.
Never mind.
Your dagger is now about an inch shorter.
I'm
As you put that in there, and you start tink 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 tink.
Oh, shit. Told you this wasn't a good idea.
You broke my dagger.
It was your idea.
How are you strong enough to break a dagger?
Apparently I am.
Well,
Again,
if you're
it was
that
your
strong,
idea.
just knock the door down.
Yeah, I think the dagger was a stupid enough idea. Can you try a little harder with the damn keys?
Take a key. And she didn't know I'd already unlocked it. And did you try the door?
Yeah.
You didn't try the door?
Try opening the door. I'm assuming it opens.
It opens.
Why were you saying it was locked?
Didn't I try to open it up?
It was locked.
Because it was locked on the way up here.
You sure about that?
Yes.
I think you're lying to me.
You unlocked it. You have a key. Anyways, I'm going to go into the room. What do I see?
You see a cramped, what really should be a closet, with a smaller bed, and a goblin just flopped all kinds of different directions and snoring.
Face down.
Blah, blah,
She in the room?
blah.
She in the room?
Mhm.
I casually pull the door closed and lock it.
Okay.
And I'm just going to stand in front of the door.
All right.
Is breakfast over at this point?
No, because she got to it before y'all started cooking, so
So
give 'em that.
we're cooking currently.
Okay, y'all are probably cooking, nibbling while you cook,
Okay.
and you now have a
Keep
grown.
your fingers out of that.
Did she notice that I shut the door and locked it?
What's your passive perception? Were you trying to do it stealthy?
Kind of. Just trying to keep it under the noise of the snores.
Roll me a sleight of hand check. We'll see how deftly you closed and locked this door.
That's 10.
10. You notice you hear it click as it gets a little darker.
Is there a light switch?
The electric light bulb has not. The sorcerer Thomas Edison has not invented the light bulb. The arcane glowing device yet. The sorcerer Thomas Edison. Yeah, exactly. Hey, he's not been invented yet.
If there's a light switch.
Hey, Shannon. We need you in here.
Yeah, you're currently snoring at an ungodly volume.
And there's a groan now locked in your room with you.
With a mug full of water.
There is a lantern on the wall, but it's not lit.
I can't sleep. What the fuck is going on?
You're snoring like
Zora is snoring so loud that most of the camp can hear her.
Gatgar and I are cooking.
Well, you know, there was no
Excuse me?
cook. Realtar's very unhappy about having to make coffee himself the second day in a row.
And I don't have dark vision, do I?
No, we researched
I
that.
can't see a jack shit.
It's pretty dark in there. Oh no, it sounds like chainsaw.
Oh, I can't do that right
Well, I
now.
guess with mug in one hand, I'm like going through the walls.
Roll me an investigation check with disadvantage.
Nora's
Did you roll another one?
out.
The other one wasn't a 1. It was a 7.
Oh, I thought it was a 1.
No, it was a 7. That's why I said 12.
Ah,
Don't forget
then,
your luck
then
point.
the knife didn't break. I thought it was a nat 1.
You said I'm rolling for what? Investigation?
Uh-huh. What was that low roll?
9.
It's a 9.
And you have a luck point if you roll a 1. You
I
did
didn't roll a 1.
the first time? Or the second time?
No, I rolled a 4.
Oh,
Yeah. You don't find a lantern or a torch or anything. You just feel, and it's kind of like a stucco, like a daub wall.
We'll do it this way. Take the jug of water and throw it in the direction that I hear the noise.
Absolutely. Roll me a ranged attack.
Attack!
Uh-huh. We just want to see if the water
See if
hits.
it gets you or
Yeah.
the wall.
Or if you just get the wall or whatnot.
You're an asshole. What kind of water is it?
She's the asshole.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah. The goblin. Zora, you are sound asleep, and suddenly, boosh, you are soaking wet, water everywhere. Hold up. You're awake.
Still drunk.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I guess I'll play it now.
Oh, wait. You might have dark. Oh, I'm screwed.
Motherfucker.
I'm screwed. I can't see what I'm doing.
A frog doesn't have dark vision?
I'm just sitting outside the door laughing.
What am I supposed to...
Yeah, you heard splash and
Are you talking about? What'd you say?
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Constitution saving throw. That makes no sense. It was just water.
She was drunk.
Oh, okay.
Really? You didn't
19.
take the opportunity to dip a finger in the water beforehand.
Oi.
You wake up, you are sober, but your head is a little bit throbby, and you are drenched.
You're being stared
Have
at
dark
by a
vision.
grunk.
You have to tell me
Yeah,
if
I
you
have dark
vision.
vision.
You see a grung with an empty tankard across from you.
She can't see you.
And she doesn't see
just
any of that.
I get up quietly
Mm-hmm.
and just
Wow.
Roll me a stealth check.
Great.
Roll me a perception check.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Uh-huh.
You said perception.
So,
Perception.
uh-huh.
13.
13. So, you may roll an unarmed strike with advantage. Because the target is sitting there, has no idea what's coming.
Wait. It's only one thing. It's only one thing of bludgeoning.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you gotta
but
roll
you gotta
to hit.
hit.
Oh, right.
Roll an attack. Roll it with advantage.
That's what the 19 was.
No, that
No.
was stealth to
Yeah,
see
that
if
was-
Oh.
Is it a sneak attack?
18.
What's your armor class? Yeah. So,
20, actually.
you get clocked right in the face. Wham. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Do I hear it? Do I hear it?
Oh, yeah. You heard the quack.
I stop laughing and go, oops,
Okay.
it's gone too far now. Lock the door.
She took the 1 point of bludgeoning damage. What does she take?
What?
Do I reach her face?
She punched her.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. So,
I just got splashed with fucking
roll your
water.
poison damage.
Please do all 4 of it.
Hold on. It's on here somewhere.
I'm unlocking the door.
Not that, not that.
Did it knock her down?
Not that.
Wait,
Nah.
what did I
Zora,
punch?
Zora ain't
Do
got
a
that bunch of
constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
Again.
Net 20.
She wins.
power. You got punched in the face.
How can I reach that? Wait, she's smaller than me, right?
No,
Yeah.
about the same height. You're a little taller.
I've got the door open. I go, alright, that one was deserved. We're done now.
Don't forget to take 1 point of damage.
You said you were swinging at her, and I'm sitting here going, oh, here it comes. Acid damage or poison damage.
Well, I knew that was coming. I was already thinking about it.
So, what do you do now that you got punched in the face, Your Highness?
Can I see now that the door's open?
Yeah, you can see now.
You see a
Can
very
I try punching back?
Sure can. Roll an attack. Unarmed strike if you're punching.
I don't do shit.
The queen tries to hit you, but just whiffs.
Alright, I just
Thor
grab
doesn't
the
fucking
back
hit
of
me,
it.
do you?
Just grab the back of the grung's robes and pull back. Alright now. You deserved it.
I guess that's a...
Yeah, pretty much. Like a squirrel fighting a nut.
what the
Are you awake now?
no.
At least you're not fucking snoring anymore.
Oh whatever.
Don't say that. You're the one that was fucking snoring like a damn demon.
How did I even get into bed?
Alright, little Miss Sassy, go on. Go on.
Kiss my ass and we'll walk out.
I can see that.
Wait, do I remember what happened?
Roll me a history check. We'll find out.
18.
You remember pretty much everything. It's fuzzy in a few spots, but
You
you
okay now?
remember pretty much everything.
You're an asshole.
You stole one of my vials. Remember that. And I was just making sure you didn't leave.
What time is it?
It's well past normal breakfast time. It's probably 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, it's in the morning?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You slept all night.
Fuck.
That's fine. Real tar can cook.
I'm on my way towards the kitchen.
And when you get up to the kitchen,
It's a mess.
I'm gonna
you
walk with
see
her.
all your dishes.
It's a
e-
mess.
Well, my helper.
Every
as we're walking-
dish is a mess.
As we're walking towards the kitchen, I just go, "Are you okay today?"
Well,
Yeah.
as you're approaching, you'll smell very good food cooking.
Okay.
But
Smells fine.
Next time you decide to have an episode, maybe you should come talk to one of
Wait.
us first.
I remember talking to y'all about my backstory and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you told them all kinds of stuff. You told them all kinds of juicy stuff.
I was drunk. I don't know what I was talking about.
Sure, drunk sayings are sober thoughts.
Fuck you. And I walk in.
And you see,
As she walks by, I go, "You're a little too short."
and you see Gatgar and Jace and Realtar and Rain and Juniper and Vondor. They are all cooking, and your kitchen is toward that hell and back. But food does smell good. I mean, Realtar's got flour on his face and in his hair. His hair that's normally in like a perfect ponytail is in some kind of bun with two knives through it, holding it back, and he's got sweat coming off his face that mixes with the flour, and you see he's chugging coffee with one hand. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's using his martial arts skills and he's kneading dough.
All right, everyone
Take
out.
it easy.
All right, everyone out of my kitchen now.
Realtar turns and looks at you and goes, I've made my coffee 2 days in a row now. My kitchen. I've started this fire. You're slacking? Wait till Ember Hill hears about this.
It's okay, I got this covered.
Eh,
Better late than never, huh?
Realtor, my man. When did you get the paint job?
Hey, Joe?
You're white.
what can I
I'm going
help
for a
with?
swim.
Because mine. Whew.
Well,
Smells off. I mean, that smells
bath
amazing.
time. Early morning bath today, I guess.
Well, good God.
Well, I think we're just about done. I mean, the dough that Realtar is over there Abusing. I'll just put it that way. Abusing.
He's making
It's
little
about
rolls
ready
now.
to be put in the oven. We've got some out already. I mean,
Did you let it sit in rice?
No yeast.
I know what I'm doing. I've
bread.
taken care of it. It's,
Yeah, well, wait a
it's ready
second.
to go in the oven. The rest of the food is out. That's just the remainder. So you are welcome to take over and clean up.
Is she standing there obvious?
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
This is your job.
Why are you sweaty if we're the ones cooking?
You're dripping wet.
Then I start snickering again.
Ask the frog.
What were y'all doing?
That! The frog threw water on me.
Must have been hungry.
That was great.
Just
Man, you missed it.
What did I miss?
hate you.
She came to me with this great idea to wake her up by throwing water on her.
The frog.
The frog.
Well, this would work, okay?
She got into her room. Then I shut the door and locked her in.
Now that's funny.
Punch the fuck out of her.
Were you looking for frog legs on the morning menu?
No, but that's a great idea. If she wasn't venomous or poisonous. Poisonous.
If it bites you and you get sick, it's venomous.
Yeah, I realized.
Don't bite anybody.
Please don't.
Okay.
I'm telling this to Hannah.
And then what happened?
Well, going got a nice little bruise right here.
There's a goldish, off-colored orange welt.
So you've had an eventful morning.
It's been great. It's been hilarious.
What'd I miss?
Cooking breakfast.
Obviously. Y'all look like y'all have it handled, and I guess I'll clean.
No, this is clean.
Y'all are decent
I have a question.
at cooking, just don't know.
Not
how
me.
Shape water.
Just don't
I
like.
can form it into any shape.
Just
I want.
don't know how to do it.
To my knowledge, yeah.
Can I create
I had help.
like a standing whirlpool?
I follow orders.
You can shape it. I don't know if it can be dynamic.
Well, I have a horrible hangover.
Are you trying to make a dishwasher?
My head
Yep.
hurts. So I'll clean
I'll
up.
allow it.
What did you learn?
That works.
Oh, I've drank like this before, it's fine.
Zora, I can help you clean.
Oh yeah? You're one
Start gathering your dishes.
I gotta learn my dishes up.
And I cast create destroy water and form a circle of water. Alright, okay, toss them in.
So is the water just?
Yep, I cast shape water and start spinning the water.
Yeah.
Careful.
You want them clean?
Yes.
Blunt the knives and bend the forks. That's what Zora Baggins hates.
I see a cat.
Yeah, probably me.
Did we get this whole kind of animated broom thing coming down the stairs?
No brooms, but you know it was along that vein. You
a
didn't hear what I
dishwasher
was.
without the shell.
You didn't hear what I said.
Oh,
Blunt the knives and bend the forks. That's what Zora Baggins hates.
And it stops spinning. Okay, you can grab them now. And since shape water is a cantrip, I just use it to move it around across the counters and everything, picking up the flour.
the only campaign where shape water's ever been used to wash dishes.
I love it. You know,
That's great.
After it's done,
it's creative.
That is.
I send it out the window.
You sure you don't want a bath? There's a bubble of water right there. Have you on there?
You
Oh.
left,
Darn.
or you didn't follow her in to the kitchen.
No, I went back to my room.
Oh,
To nurse a bruise.
maybe an ego.
There you go, Zora. Clean kitchen.
I appreciate it. Y'all did it.
I even cleaned your bed.
Am
That's
I?
Both of y'all fit in the oven.
That's when Real Tar comes up and goes, you know, Zora, you slept in the oven drunk last night? You wouldn't have had a frog throw a cup of water on you. And I wouldn't have had to make my own coffee again. She'd have been the kindling.
Yeah, okay, I heard goblin tastes good.
Wouldn't be the first one we've had at this camp.
I even know which knife to use. I watched her.
Mm.
She used a filleting knife.
Please don't cook me.
Well, this has been an uneventful morning. I think I'm gonna go have a seat.
And
Which y'all
you notice Juniper's over there. She's been watching the whole thing. She's just grinning.
I want to go to Juniper and say, good morning.
Good morning, dear.
What are the plans
Bacon
for
and
today?
eggs.
I thought about that last evening. I think perhaps we should build maybe some camp reinforcements just in case the lizard folk and goblins get a little froggy. You know, if we'll go back.
I don't think planes going anywhere right now.
You know, what's to say? But you know, it can't hurt to spend a couple of days, maybe putting some spikes up, making it a little harder to get to our walls, and we're gonna go back to mining in a few days. Let them settle down. Maybe they think they won something. I'm not sure. But yeah, probably gonna cut a few trees, build a few spike traps.
Okay.
Other than that, it's mostly hunker down. No need getting killed for no good reason. Would be a good reason if you get killed. And I think I'm going to see if I can ride the dinosaur today. And she goes, actually, that's my next stop.
That sounds dangerous.
Can I pull up a chair next to Wave?
Sure can.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Saying this kind of quietly snickered under her breath. You ever heard the term fate touched?
Roll.
History check.
Great. I've had such luck with that.
You have
18.
18. You have heard. And you're passing through in a town. You know, there was this time you were sitting at an inn having a breakfast, and there was these two older bearded gentlemen sitting having breakfast and morning coffee, and one was smoking a long pipe, and they were talking about, you know, some stuff. And one of the things you picked up on was fate touched individuals in the van, how they were using certain spells to figure out who was fate touched and trying to decide what that means post breaking, with magic having been changed and altered in its scope.
Thank you.
Your clicky toy had two of us are ready to click you.
You would have taken another point of bludgeoning damage. Did I happen to talk to those two men about it, or did I just hear it in passing?
How social were you?
Not very.
Probably not.
Okay. That.
And I'm saying this kind of quiet to keep it here. Had a talk with Ned last night.
Oh. Bastard still ain't answered me.
Apparently he likes the stables.
I'll have to remember that.
Worked for me. He said that all of us, you know, that went to the table,
Mm-hmm.
or something called fate touched. And I'm assuming that would have been like Greek to me. I'd never heard the terminology. Go.
not a common term by any stretch.
Yeah.
You had a good high roll.
Yeah. I'm wondering what your take on that was, but thank you for sharing what you've heard.
Yeah, that's all I know about it. We'll probably have to raid a library or something.
Put that word in our memory. From the best I could tell, one of the questions I asked him was, there a traitor amongst us?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, not that he knows.
Okay.
So we might be able to rule that out.
Yeah, but haven't we had fun with this?
We have. We have. But that doesn't get us any closer to getting off of this island.
How many months do I have left in my contract?
He suggested looking for, I think the local term would be loopholes in contracts.
Your I think contract was 13th of Barney.
Yep. To SACHA.
Yeah, so you have in your contract at this point less than a month.
He mentioned something about ancient settlements on this island.
Matter of fact, I talked to Juniper about those yesterday, last night. Remember when we got ambushed, we passed one not too far before that canyon road.
Yep. Do you think we could explore it?
That's one thing I was thinking. I went down into that sewer grate.
I looked at that and glad you fit.
There's a giant cistern under it with walkways.
Okay.
But from the sewer grate, it's a straight down drop.
5 feet, 20 feet,
Was it
70 feet?
About 15.
15?
Not that far.
I don't know how you would fit.
That might be the next problem. And he said if we were able to get off of the island, head to either, what do you call it, Hidden Gate or Brindle. Did I say that right?
Brindle.
Brindle.
Brian likes saltwater.
Did he say why we should go to those?
No, just that with the party we have, those would probably be the best 2 places to start.
So said, Port Kula.
To avoid port tapioca.
Port Tapioca.
I
I've
not
ever heard of that.
I've not traveled these ports. We'd have to get with a sailor. Yeah, my experience with boats, as you know,
Wasn't Jace a sailor?
she's had her way around some boats.
I think Zora's a pirate.
She may be able to know some of these ports also.
We may have to ask him about Port Tapioca.
Yeah.
Next monster has at least 10 extra hit points.
What was the actual name?
Next monster has what?
At least 10 extra hit points.
I'm just going off what I'm told.
I know, I'm laughing, it's funny.
But supposedly are something special about us
Mm-hmm.
revolves around that fate touch.
I'm sure we could find more information on the mainland.
And then something about the, that was probably from what he told me, the pillar gods would have, kind of chosen us, I guess is the way to say that.
Chosen by a god. That's either very good or very,
Very
very bad. Well, I have less than a month left on my contract, and then I'm able to take a boat out of here.
Well, there's our boat.
From what I understand, prisoners can just leave at any time.
I can walk right out the doors.
Maybe you just walk out with me onto the boat.
Maybe we can convince others.
Who are you planning to convince?
Well, Jace is going with me.
Okay.
That was the easy one.
We should take the fate touched with us.
Yeah.
So if everybody at the table means we gotta talk to Vondor and Realtor.
Yeah. But we have one amongst us that we don't know about yet.
Which one?
The lizard. They weren't at the table with us.
This is true. But I've never seen a turtle allow you to cast spells.
This is a new one. I don't know, I just wanted to put a few words in your head.
How would I walk back from Juniper to where Gatgar and Wave are?
I wouldn't have paid any attention, sat down, I just kept on talking.
I'm working on,
I would have known she was there, I would have acknowledged presence, but would not have mixed words.
while we're here, I'm working on learning Draconic from Juniper. Because everything that's, well, everywhere we've seen Nymph, there's been Draconic writing all over his cave, home, abode.
Place.
So it seems like Draconic may be important.
Fair. I don't have that one.
So I guess while I'm here, I'll work with her as much as I can, learn as much as I can, and then hopefully I'll know enough to learn from books if I don't get it to at least a level.
Elementary level.
Comprehend.
And the only thing else he could really give me was explore the island. But not a great direction.
Well, the only ruins we've seen so far have been that south ruin, but we have to worry about goblins. We had a lot of people to help fight them off last time.
Do we bring a goblin with us this time?
I think we need to bring her every time.
Yeah. And we don't leave the frog out. The frog was helpful in the fight.
Yep.
I'm sure we could talk to Vondor and Realtor, and they would probably come with us.
Realtor would.
I think Vondor would too. You want to talk to Real, and I'll talk to Von, and after work, see what we can come up with?
Are we... Well,
Or do we make it a group meeting and have all of us and them there?
we should probably make it a group meeting, but we have to worry about if we go, how many goblins are we going to get jumped by?
No way to know.
If we get taken out by a whole army marching on the camp. Not to mention the lizard men.
Right.
I would think a whole army of them wouldn't exactly be quiet, so we'd have some warning.
This is true. You use a crossbow. I've seen you with a crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
These stones that have been mined mess with magic. We know at least the goblins have magic casters.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be possible to make some arrowheads out of the stone.
I've never made them, but that sounds logical.
You have access to the warehouse.
And then we have a way to...
Is there an anvil in the warehouse?
I don't think we would need an anvil. Stone.
Stones.
Stones, I mean, chip it away.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the small hammers.
Is he talking about sledgehammers?
Because I don't think he'd even consider a normal sized hammer a hammer.
I know Juniper is a carpenter. Maybe we could talk around and see if anybody's a semi-stonemason.
Yeah, stonemason would be what I would think, because, I mean, there are arrows and bolts in the storeroom, so the heads could be removed and replaced, so we wouldn't have to necessarily make new shafts.
Could we grind it to a dust and make a paste?
for
The arrowheads that we already have.
you talking about using it like a poison?
Right.
I don't know if that would work. I'm not willing to stab myself with them.
Not stopped you from stabbing others, now has it?
I didn't do any stabbing. I've never stabbed anyone.
Maybe Realtor will volunteer.
I don't think Realtar uses magic though.
Oh.
And if we ask Real, the person he's going to stab is going to be anybody he's seen use magic, and that's you.
Never mind. Because you made a face.
I don't know how you look at that.
It's worth a try. I mean, if we make it out of the arrowheads and coat them,
Then we don't have to, find a stonemason.
well, we'd still need to use a stone. Well, powdering them, no. But if we made arrowheads out of them, if the paste doesn't work, because it'd be totally experimental,
We have at least 2 options to play
Never.
with here.
never messed with it. But if
Right.
we make them out of it and then coat them, and then even if they pull the arrowhead out and it does work, it'd be in their bloodstream.
Let's go for a double here.
I mean, worth a try.
Yeah.
Like clean.
So who do we need to talk to first?
Juniper would know if we had a stonemason.
So how can we get a meeting with everybody?
You go talk to everybody that was at the table and work out the time we can meet. Come back to
Is
me.
it going to be an issue?
I don't think we're going mining today.
Who's in
Is it going
charge
to be an
right now?
issue with
Juniper's supposed to be in charge.
Let's go catch
if
Juniper.
we all gather up and start making plans? Is it going to be an issue with Juniper?
No, because you're part of the guard now.
Okay.
They'll just think we're talking about how to deal with the goblins, and
We are.
we are.
Okay.
So let's go catch Juniper. Where would Juniper?
She was
Go
going. I would say
It's not important.
she was going to see about riding the dinosaur.
So we might be able to catch her along in the stables. Head to the stables.
Sure.
Do we see Colleen in
What?
here?
Saw that in you.
No, that
Is-
works
is-
for what I needed.
Is Colleen up here?
In the stables?
No, in the kitchen area.
No, I'm in Arrow.
In her room. And obviously Zora's up here. Kitchen's clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zora. Zora,
Yes.
can you come here, please?
I'll walk over.
Have you got the kitchen back together?
Yes.
Do you want to go with us and have a talk with Juniper? You're not in trouble.
Sure.
We need to. You may want to go get clean. We don't need to send the goblin.
I'll go get clean.
You.
And Vondor is where?
Vonder was up there helping y'all cook, so
Still up here
he's
and-
probably eating a biscuit with some miscellaneous greens and stuff.
Vondor, can we go have a talk with Juniper?
Sure.
Would you accompany us, please?
Big question mark on his face.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave and go get clean.
No rush, no rush. Finish your breakfast. Enjoy. And who else did we need to?
Real talk.
Realtar. And where would Realtar be at the moment?
He's probably dipping his biscuit in his thick coffee and
Is he still
resting.
white?
He's still. I should have gotten to the dishwasher. Covered in flour.
Realtar, would you join us as well?
Sure.
After breakfast.
Sure, I will. Yeah, the breakfast is over. Yeah.
There, I think I've got everybody except for the clean.
Yeah, I'll go.
Enlighten the Colleen
And Ina.
and Ina.
Oh, was Ina? She wasn't at the table, so you said just the ones that were at the table.
I said
Yeah.
most.
I know.
But Gatgar didn't tell me that. He said everybody
know.
at the table.
Yep.
No, I know.
I left it.
Absolutely.
I chose my wording.
Yep. I figured you did.
Let me go get the frog.
No.
I've already left.
No.
I go knock on the door.
I grabbed the
Did
back
not
of the
list any of the wording.
No.
Uh,
I
put me
pick
down.
up the goblin just off the ground, the feet still going.
I wasn't going, I was just joking. Mostly.
I go knock on the door.
Who is it?
It's me.
I don't want to talk to you.
Too bad. Open the door.
What do you want?
Wow, that's a nice spruce.
Well, it locked me in the room. What do you want?
You're good with poisons.
And
How would you like to poison some people?
does that mean I get slaves?
Maybe.
What are we doing?
We're thinking about poisoning the goblins that tried to attack us.
Interested.
And we're gonna go, you know, that stone that they've got everybody mining?
Mm-hmm.
It's anti-magic. We're gonna poison them with, we're gonna try to poison the spellcasters with that. But if you could put your poison on any of the iron bolts that are used, you could probably turn the goblins against each other. Lead an army of creatures like the one that dared to strike you.
I'm in.
Thought you would be. We're meeting at the stables. Let's go.
I'll be right back.
Now she passes. I'm just gonna pat her on the back and cast Cure Wounds.
And suddenly you feel the pounding in your face starts to reduce.
And that
And-
gives me back up to 14.
Yeah. And you feel a little better.
Technically, you could have just handed her a berry.
Yeah, I
One
could
hit
have.
point, so it would have.
I could have, but this is much better.
Yeah.
There you go. I took care of the bruise for you.
Mm-hmm.
The queen's
And you
face
cried.
shouldn't be marred in such a fashion.
At least someone here has common sense.
So as y'all approach the
as,
stables,
as she leaves, I kind of make a sarcastic bow at her back. My queen.
curtsy. you curtsy. As y'all approach the stables from y'all's individual different directions, y'all hear a bit of a screech. And Juniper comes out.
She's still playing with that dragon.
She is on the dinosaur. It is mounted, saddled, bridled. She
Oh,
is
shit.
riding it.
She did it. Is she doing it well?
Looks pretty good.
Does the dinosaur seem mad?
No,
Okay.
it seems fairly calm. Overall, everything seems.
Enoch gave it some words of advice.
Overall, it seems obedient. And she's taking it for, you know, like some just small little loops around the courtyard. And it seems trained. And she looks at y'all and goes, see, I knew it could be done. Took what Ina said yesterday and applied some of my own skill set and convinced the beast it was in its better nature, better interests.
We have an idea. Let's talk.
Otherwise, Zora was going to make ribs. Dino ribs.
Impressive.
Yes. Well, I studied on it last evening after our lesson, and, you know, I saw what Ina did. And while I can't speak to animals the same as Ina, I have my own little tricks that I developed from that. It seems it worked. At least this time. We'll try again tomorrow. And she rides it back in and puts it back, takes the saddle back off, and treats it just like a horse, except that she does hitch it inside the stable. So it can't just
Eat the horses.
or any of that. And she does holler at one of the other guards and Hafez! Yes, boss. Feed Dan. Don. Ina. Don. Yes, Hafez, please feed Don. Of course. Boss. Okay. And y'all have seen Hafez around. Hafez is a midnight black tabaxi that stands about 5 feet. Normally y'all just see him passing because it's one of the guards on the second shift, but because you're all kind of in, you've seen him a little bit more. Yes, boss. So, puts the,
Probably mine. Sounded like news.
Yeah.
What did she say?
I was being fed to the dinosaur.
Well, yeah, I mean, Hafez has had their eye on you for a little bit. As dino food. Okay, no. Anyways, so she gets dinosaur put away. She gets Dawn put away, and goes, well, who's calling this meeting to order? Should I be concerned?
Maybe mild concern, hopefully curious more than anything.
I stay curious lately.
We have an idea.
Well, do tell. What is your idea?
The goblins are quite a threat.
It seems as of late they are. Yes.
Can we turn the island against them?
How do you mean so? Because I don't think I can convince all the dinosaurs to attack them.
Right.
Just the one.
Just the
and
one.
Today at the moment, for sure.
And we don't want to kill the dinosaur yet. But they've got magic users, we've noticed. We have rocks that seem to dampen magic.
This is true. This is what those rocks do.
So, what if we use the rocks to create weapons? More so like crossbow bolts.
I do believe some of those uses occur from when we sell them. Some people fashion crude weapons out of them, and like what you're speaking. Most of it goes to be refined.
Right.
Into a more pure form.
What if we launched an attack on them for once? We're kind of tired of being on this side of it.
Well,
Which I'm sure you would agree.
For someone so new, you have definitely received a lot more than normal. I would say before you all got here that there really wasn't a lot happening, which makes me wonder what's special about you.
We're still trying to figure that one out ourselves.
I just thought you were big.
I do have that going.
It is kind of odd that they just started attacking.
We want to be on the other side for once.
The offensive.
What
The best offense is a good defense.
Best defense is good offense.
Well, perhaps maybe this evening, as the sun goes down, we should go reconnoiter.
Take some time, maybe
But today we should probably increase our actual defenses.
Sure. Wait, what was the tool we needed for cutting arrows? Who were we looking for? What skill set?
A stonemason?
Stonemason.
I don't know that a stonemason would be your arrow maker. A Fletcher, a Boyer.
Will they know how to carve and cut rock?
You nap rock. You pound it together, right?
So we need a napper.
Yes, very
The
literally.
goblin was
Sorta.
napping real well this morning.
Does the goblin? No, that was not napping. I heard that was something else unholy. We cannot call that napping.
Oh,
How loud was I? Goddamn.
The
Need a-
walls were shaking.
Listen,
We need
listen.
an old cleric and a young cleric.
What?
Anyways, yes, it was very loud. It was unsettling.
so who could we get to nap, as you call it, a
Well,
few of these purple rocks into some functioning arrowheads?
you really need someone trained in archery for making arrowheads. I don't know. I have a little bit of archery skill. It would probably Thistle probably would have been good at it.
Probably. Do you think you could track her down? I ain't seen her in a couple of days.
I am aware that she's not here. But that's not for me to deal with currently. It'll be a discussion for me and Emberhill when she gets back. Nothing for me to do about it now. But she was a capable girl. She's probably gone off the island by now. But she would have been possibly one to make some arrowheads. Vondor. Vondor! Yes. Do you know how to make arrowheads? I know you've worked with some stones, you've, been so nice to leave memorials for our fallen co-workers. Could you maybe make some arrowheads? Well, I could try. I've never made arrowheads before. Today is a good day to try them. Seeing I have a second large person now, you can drag the logs from the woods with, the horses and start putting some spikes up.
I do have a question.
Yes.
If I dress like them, do you think the goblins would recognize?
That's a possibility. To my understanding, I thought it was a smaller tribe. Maybe they've just been good at keeping their numbers hidden.
Do you think that would be a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, it'd be a great idea if you succeed. It'd be a bad idea if you don't.
They're pretty capable though.
You may be. But you're not going to be on a ship with crewmates. You're going to be in a swamp with a lot of other goblins.
Oh, I didn't mean fighting. I'm talking about running away.
Oh. Forward retreat.
Yeah. But I also was talking about fighting. But like if running away is needed, it's pretty good at it.
We shall take it into consideration. But I think today we should cut some trees down, make some, maybe a little bit of palisade pointing out logs. I'm afraid if they charged us with more of the Deinonychus, they might get breach over the top of our walls with them. Goblins short, our walls are tall, but the Deinonychus can jump really well. But if we put some spiked logs around, might stop them. And it's fairly quick. Dig some holes, sharpen some logs with axes, put them in. Spend the day doing it.
How good are lizard men at jumping?
They would seem reasonably capable, but again, they have to get all the way to the walls. And if we know they're coming, We have lots of proficient archers. The hunters are second to none.
Have they always been this smart?
Lots of proficient archers
In relation, there's several.
and good hunters.
Yes.
Should we ask any of them about making arrows?
You know, that is a very good possibility. I hadn't thought about it. The hunters are so quiet, they stick to themselves so much. You know, they're in, out, they bring food. They'll stay gone a few days at a time. I hadn't thought about it. But, if any of them are here today, because they mostly do their own thing.
We should probably ask them if they've seen goblin movements, if they stay gone days at a time.
Another good question, Paul.
And how they avoid them.
This is true.
And
If you
common,
smell them, you would know how they go.
and common paths. Because if they hunt, they track. They may have a lot of good information for us.
But trying to get all four of them together, will you?
We really only need one.
No.
Well, perhaps we shall. I'll go see if any of them are in there when we're done chatting. See if they can help us out.
Juniper, Gatgar asked me, and I had no idea. This stone, if it's powdered and aerosolized, does it have the same effect?
I haven't got the foggiest. I wouldn't know. That's more for the folks that use it. I know mostly about it in its raw form, and I know a few things that get done to it when it's sold, but I have no clue if that would work.
How?
Gatgar, it seems like you'll have to experiment with a few unwilling test subjects.
I can smash it into powder.
Anywho, it wouldn't have. Never mind. Have we know that the goblins haven't been this smart? How do we know that somebody within their camp is not a goblin? So, how do we know that they?
Wait, are you asking if somebody besides a goblin is leading them?
Yeah, that's my thing. How do they become so intelligent to the point that they're making the the sleeping powders though? And how do we know that they're not immune to the rock?
Well, how do you make new recipes in your kitchen?
That's fair.
And I don't know if you can become immune to the stone. It doesn't affect people, it affects the magic people use.
But I point to the ring.
Yeah, that stops it from affecting you to a certain extent.
Yes, but how do we know that they don't have something to an effect of it?
Isn't that refined in the ring?
The ring, to my knowledge, is a completely different mineral.
Do we have any nets in the storeroom?
Not to my knowledge. We have a lot of rope, though. I mean, a net could be made, a simple net. But,
What for?
Well, if we want answers, who better to question than the source?
True.
Let's bring one back.
You want to
goblin
bring?
fishing.
Goblin
I
fishing.
like it, Gatgar.
You want to bring one of them back?
We could send a stronger hunting party out.
We're no longer hunting for deer and elk and elk.
That's not been the only thing we hunt for since I've been here myself.
You mean the hunters? No, they just hunt for food animals.
But we've had one cook anything that came through the kitchen doors.
We didn't hunt that. It walked right in and offered itself. There's a difference. Thistle saw it. It said, "Please shoot me," and she shot it.
What about the goblin?
The goblin, yeah, it offered itself.
We brought it back.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the one that offered itself to Thistle.
Why not bring back another goblin alive?
It was the one
that Thistle shot in the head with the arrow
Yeah.
at the
Was it
quarry.
from the first one?
quarry.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I for some reason thought it was. Oh, never mind.
You need some more sleep.
Yeah, it was the one that Ina was carrying for Vondor that I was thinking of,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
different,
hadn't
yep.
flip flopped.
So what if we were able to bring one back?
Well, we have several people here that speak Goblin.
That's fair.
We could definitely interrogate it.
How do we know it would talk?
Hmm.
Well, actually, there's ways to make it talk. That's fair.
But I say there's ways to make anybody talk.
Have you met Vondor?
Yeah.
He has ways to make things talk.
Yes, I do. Just as rain.
And the cool thing about Vondor is once he's done beating them, he can fix them.
All right. What do you mean?
Oh, you weren't
Had you
there.
been with us, you would know how skillful Vondor is at field medics. I saw it with my own eyes.
At this rate, if Vondor stays with the party for a little bit, he's gonna multi-class as a cleric. It's just gonna be. It's gonna be a role.
progression.
It's gonna be a role-played natural story. He's gonna go from a fighter to a cleric fighter.
To a field medic.
Yep. Take one level in cleric and have cure wounds.
That's great. Interesting.
Learned it somehow. Spoke to his gods.
Well, I think next time we go out, I will be following where I don't become suspicious.
We don't think. We're sure.
It was an expression.
You
But-
spoke to the dragon god of the island.
So where do we want to start with this morning, Juniper?
Well, we should probably start doing what we know is our foreshore. I'm building some defenses around here. And then, as we build, we can talk and come up with maybe some plans for this evening or early tomorrow.
So do you want to start the direction and break some parties up and send groups to do?
Sure. There's so many employees and people.
Obviously, I'm
No.
cutting trees down and
She'll
dragging.
get with the other folks. There's some larger orcs too, and they start cutting some trees down and get the horses and start dragging them. And she'll give general directions, and the crews will actually be mingling some, so y'all start to meet some of the other characters.
The thing I'm confused about is why are we fortifying the base? Do we really think that they're dumb enough to come to?
Yes.
Sometimes motivation can blind you.
Better to be proactive than reactive.
Fair.
Ounce of prevention, I've heard, is worth like a kilogram of cure.
Also, how can we trust the lizard?
The same way we can trust the goblin.
Well, the lizard is still being watched.
Guess I'm being watched too.
I
But
have a feeling we all are.
the lizard did also help kill some goblins.
He killed go. Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? She did, didn't she?
She did. But yeah, she starts getting folks, and y'all start seeing some more other folks that you've normally just passed, and notice that there's another drow here that's working, and a couple halflings and gnomes. You notice, Gadgar, there's a lot of small folk here. Disproportionate to your experience growing up in a tribe full of Goliaths.
I just now noticed this.
You're seeing everybody is for most part together. You're really starting to notice it. That you're literally a giant to some of these You know, you noticed it with Zora and with Colleen, but you start seeing, you know, there's a kobold, there's a gnome, there's a halfling, there's another halfling, there's a dwarf. You start really feeling like there's a lot of short folks. There's a lot of dwarves here too. There's a lot of everybody here.
Wave, you had asked about the stonework and everything in this settlement.
Mm-hmm.
We work a lot with dwarves back home with weapons and trading and such.
Mm-hmm.
They are highly intelligent when it comes to the likings of rocks. They may know more information on the
Probably.
rock itself.
On the mineral or?
Just in general on the age of the encampment, who built it, what it was made of.
Worth a check.
If you know any of the dwarves well, they do a lot of stone work. They may even have some insight on the best way to possibly make these into arrows.
I misspoke on a lot of dwarves.
There's at least
There's
one,
two.
two.
3.
A lot of
Well, one of them's currently 6 feet under.
Ooh.
There was 3. There's 2 now. Too bad there's not 7 of them.
There's a hunter.
Hi ho, hi
Well,
ho.
I guess we can go ask.
I just knew your history. You were looking into the makings of this place and the ancient settlements around. They may be able to tell us more.
Well, do you want to go find out?
If you, I don't know them.
I don't either.
Well, let's go talk to them.
Y'all actually would know Dareth fairly well. She's the one that was working the crane with the Stanthan in the treadmill. And she's on y'all's work crew, so y'all would have, you know, probably chatted maybe a little bit about the weather and small talk.
Right.
So you would know at least her name.
Lead away.
Hey, Dareth. Well, actually, where do I see Dareth?
Yeah, I mean, y'all, it's, you kind of as a group go to the woods, cut logs down, and as a group bring them back, and then
I want to move
Seeing
you
your-
towards Dareth.
yeah, seeing you're close now and people are digging holes, she's actually over there with a shovel, just digging a hole for one of these pikes that y'all are going to improvise.
Dareth,
Yes.
with back home with my people, we did a lot of trading with dwarves. The dwarves around our area knew exceptional information about rocks and stones and the like.
That'd be the mountain dwarves.
Would you have any inside information on any of the rocks and stones that were used to build this settlement or any of them around? What kind of handiwork was put into it, or the civilization that might have been here before?
Do I get a luck point?
Do they have stone sense? Do
Uh,
dwarves have stone sense?
Some dwarves do. Unfortunately, lad, I am me and my kin are hill dwarves. And you could ask Bornir. I believe Bornir, if you can catch him, he's one of the hunters. If you can catch him, I think he is a mountain dwarf. I am far more proficient with metal work. This digging the holes is a sin to me. I should be forging iron and steel. But it is what it is. I probably shouldn't have been where I was. And,
The minerals? Metal
yes,
is a mineral.
it is.
Everybody calls those rocks, everyone's mining minerals, not rocks. Is it a metal or?
I have not worked with it. I couldn't tell you. I mean, what is a mineral? So, I mean, is it forgeable? Haven't tried. Maybe we should try forging it.
We could. We were talking earlier about making possibly some arrowheads out of it.
We're going to need a forge to try forging the mineral rock thing stuff.
Hey, Wave. Do you know if there's a forge in this camp?
There is not.
Mm-mm.
There is a small anvil in the stables, and a small, like, basic. It's not a forge. It's
Kiln.
no. It's a glorified small campfire. It'll get like iron hot, but not like forge temperature. It's enough to fix a bent shovel or fix a bent pick. Not super hot. It's very crude.
So we have a possibility.
Oh, if you mean the anvil that Juniper uses sometimes and Vondor uses sometimes to work on the camp tools. Oh, that's just so sad, lad. It's just so sad.
Could we heat a piece and see what happens?
I'm sure as hell we can.
Could
We
you
might should stand back though.
build a kiln?
With time, I could probably build a forge. I had a fabulous forge back home. It was my father's. It was not my forge, but I had a fabulous one.
So if we could talk to Juniper and get the okay to benefit the camp.
We're going to have to build it out here somewhere. There's no room in there. They burn so hot.
But if we can get the permission, it would benefit the camp to have access to a forge.
Sure.
Right?
Yes. I mean, we can build one.
And how many days of work do you think it would be to build
Oh, to
a
build
small
it.
makeshift forge?
If we have good coal, or good charcoal even, just burns so fast. I could probably build one in 3-4 days with enough help. The thing is letting the mud or the clay dry
Right.
slowly. Could take up to a week. But we could try with that little stove they have. We'll call it a stove. That's be nice.
So think on a plan, and if we can get the okay, maybe it's something we can look into to help everybody. Wave, any thoughts?
I am happy to try it. I don't think I was built for digging holes.
I lived in the woods. I don't think I've ever even seen a forge.
Fair enough.
You
I did in the Elvish towns.
probably, but those were fancy.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But at least we have a project among many others that we've
I
accomplished
think
today.
we've got several projects.
Yeah.
So many projects. Y'all have been so busy. And about this time, you hear a voice behind you. You hear, Your Highness. Don't turn around. I saw you sneaking yesterday. What are you looking for?
Do I recognize the voice?
Maybe a little bit. Sounds like Hafez. Haven't had a whole lot of interaction, but you've heard him in the dining hall a little bit.
Like it's not the goblin that caught me.
No, this is the midnight black tabaxi catfolk. About 5 foot tall. Just
Guard.
jet.
Mhm.
Yes. One of the guards on the other crew. On crew 2. What are you looking for?
The other day I was looking for Wave's room and happened to end up at one of the goblins' rooms.
Careful, the goblins sometimes get a little grumpy.
Feisty.
Feisty, yes. Feisty is a word for it.
She got rather upset.
Oh, next to Wave's room? Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was Lielt. Be careful. Wouldn't get on Lielt's bad side. You might not leave the island.
Just to know. Just to know.
Yes. Okay, if you were just looking for Wave's room, never mind.
What was the dwarf's name?
You were talking to Dareth.
Is he walking away from me?
He was behind you and told you not to turn around. Did you turn around and look?
Do I hear footsteps walking
Oh,
away?
you don't hear anything.
I guess as I don't turn around, but I can ask. Why do you ask?
You don't hear anything. No answer.
Turn around since I didn't hear anything.
Yep.
Where am I at?
You're outside the camp helping. You know,
Okay,
you're probably trying to be supervision. You were told to dig a hole for a log, and you're probably telling some of the other people, "Here, dig a hole." Probably bossing them around.
Okay.
Like you're back home. You feel like now that you've been deputized, you're the boss.
I'm trying to make the slaves work.
Can I kind of like glance over my shoulder without turning around to see if I can see?
Do you have this?
Mhm.
Make me a perception check.
Are we in visual range of that?
Of,
This conversation.
Oh, we were standing by the door.
I mean, everybody's just kind of moving around. It's a maybe.
Where's Sora?
You tell me where Zora is.
Just a perception.
Mm-hmm.
22.
22. You see the black tabaxi sneaking around over in just kind of on guard duty, but kind of just is already like 50 feet away from you, in amongst the other workers.
Do I remember the incident that went down with me trying almost getting punched?
Mm-hmm. Remember, you did the check on that.
Oh, right, yeah.
You
Okay.
remember pretty much everything.
Can I try to find that goblin?
You're gonna try to find. Was it Jeff? Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't see them, actually. Looking around. You haven't seen them this morning?
Is that odd?
No, it's because this is normally when they'd be in bed. Being one of the bunkhouse guards.
Do I see the other goblin anywhere?
You probably have seen the elk, coming and going.
No.
Part of the, guard crew. And I mean, all the guards are working right now, too. It's in their best interest to throw in and do what they can to help.
I know I have a
Can I talk to
Joe, can you go talk to the elk? Sure can. How do you approach the elk?
Hey.
What can I do for you?
I want to apologize.
What would you like to apologize for?
I got too drunk the other night.
And I could care less if you got drunk.
Said a few things.
What things was it that you said? Come now. You didn't hold your tongue much last night. Why hold it today?
Sorry for saying things about goblins. I wasn't intending it about you.
About mine?
She said y'all.
Y'all.
Oh, y'all. Oh.
I'm not great as a headset.
Space.
Headspace, thank you.
New DM.
Not great at apologies either.
That's apparent, but it's okay. Apology is accepted. We all must learn things. But I appreciate the apology. But maybe we should get back to digging holes, and you should get back to finding us lunch.
Yeah. What time is it? Deal.
It's probably 10:30, 11.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make a decent sized lunch. Not gonna go all crazy, just maybe a couple of sandwiches and
All right.
salads.
And what else were we doing in all this work of stuff?
Juniper was trying to track down hunters, or a hunter.
Okay. Well,
Some of the archers.
Juniper got everybody going and kind of sat down with you, Wave, and with Vondor, and would have brought y'all in on a little bit of the plan. At least like you got Gar, probably you too, Jace, getting an idea that you've got a varied background. Showing you a little plan, kind of has a sketch on a piece of paper of the building, and where she's wanting to put like these spikes every so many feet out, and then kind of in between them just like branches to make it harder to get through. Just using, you've already got cut branches off the logs, so pile the branches up in between the spikes, and shows you that. She kind of passes Jace the piece of paper and goes, well, I'm going to see if I can find a hunter, and see if any of them are in today, and see if any of them have any fletching experience or napping experience making stone arrows. I don't think any of us have tried to work that stone, so. And off she goes. Because the hunters, y'all will have noticed that they're very to themselves, and you've only been there 6 days. You've seen them just a handful of times. You mostly know about them from word and speaking.
Raina.
And so she goes off looking for hunters, and everybody else is digging holes, cutting logs. You know, it's getting close to lunchtime, but you already got, you know, starting in the one corner towards the gate. You already got 3 or 4 are already set, and Vondor's putting like braces up under them, and he's kind of kicking them in with his hoof, kicking those braces up, kind of get them at the right angle. He's got his axe out and has been sharpening them up, making nice points to them.
Have we seen any activity in like the tree line or anything?
Mostly just y'all at the moment. You could roll me a perception check if you're actively like watching and scanning.
You said perception 21.
21. You probably noticed 1 or 2 things that seemed off, but with the distance. More positive if it was like maybe an animal watching. But you've noticed some rustles in some of the underbrush that are indicative something was there right at the cusp of where it mostly becomes just underbrush and low grass and stuff and tree stumps.
And how far out would it have been from where we were working?
Probably 50 plus yards. 150 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good distance. So, does anybody else want to do anything, or are we going to hit fast forward and move into afternoon, evening? So, y'all go throughout the day. Work happens. Everybody gets a good day's work done. Everybody's hot, tired, sweaty. But y'all probably in the one day made it halfway around the camp with her little plan of logs and spikes and underbrush, and she probably had a couple of small like goblin height holes dug and had y'all lay some palm leaves from palm trees over it. Very Swiss Family Robinson style here. And she's like, tonight, I think that's enough. Let's go in and see what Zora has concocted for dinner and get a good night's rest. And we'll finish this tomorrow and we'll go back mining the day after. Back to normalcy. I could use some normalcy.
Can I bring a couple of short pieces of rope with me?
Rope?
Yep.
To dinner?
Yep.
Okay. Sure.
As we're walking back in,
Yo.
I'll say to Jennifer, did you see things in the tree line?
Nope. I didn't see anything more than what we did in the tree line. What did you see?
There was something. It was too far for me to tell what it was. But there was definitely something right at the edge.
Well, Jace, I do suspect that we have been or are being watched in some capacity.
Yeah.
So that's why all our secondary plans, I felt, should wait till we have this done, just in case they do get so crazy as
But
to
if
try
they're
to.
watching us, they'll know what we're doing, and how will this help?
Even if they know there are these defenses, it will still slow them down.
Okay.
It's a second layer.
Is there any way they can come up through that sewer grate?
I really hope not. I mean, they'd have to break the sewer grate. Have you seen it? It's pretty heavy.
Oh, I'm aware.
It's pretty heavy. I think we'd hear it.
Okay.
And then we will shoot goblins in a cistern. There's one hole for them to come out of. And there's a lot of us standing outside of the whack-a-goblin. We should make it a game. Whack-a-goblin.
I would need a hammer.
At that point, we'll put you a tree stump on a log and call it a hammer.
Tree stump on a log.
You can call it a hammer.
Just cut a good section out of a tree with a branch. That'll suffice. Whack-a-goblin.
Sounds fun. Just don't hit me.
After there being no coffee ready yesterday.
Yeah, I'll make you coffee.
If there's no coffee in the morning, you probably should just leave.
There's no coffee in the morning. It's probably because I'm dead.
Or you followed this.
Okay.
Or with how thick that coffee was, there are no coffee beans left.
Are there coffee beans left?
Yes. You have at your disposal like a 30-gallon
Oh, yeah.
barrel of coffee beans. You have to grind them every morning in your mortar and pestle, but you know.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, I'm going to go have a bath and an aperitif in bed. I'm very tired. I don't normally do this much manual labor in a day. And there's dinner, and everybody's coming together for dinner. And you do see Juniper is far dirtier than normal. You know, she put in a good day's manual labor amongst everything else. Not only did she supervise, she chased down and she worked. She's not afraid to get dirty. She's just not a big fan of it. And everybody's a little whooped. It was a full day's work after all the stress and everything else.
Zora made a pretty big meal.
And everybody, for the most part, ate heartily. Some people may have ate heartily on berries, though.
That
Did y'all eat
get or
berries?
eat the breakfast that we cooked.
Well, I was told we were munching, you know,
Yeah.
as we were cooking, so I assumed that counted.
Is anyone injured or anyway? Because I was thinking about putting.
Not at the moment.
Everybody's made it kind of to their tables, or have we kind of retired towards rings?
I would say at the moment everybody is tables, with some having started to retire. Juniper probably ate quick, and she is bound for the wash tub.
Jace, you spent time on boats.
Mm-hmm.
You're good with rope.
Water thing.
You can. Hey, when you do.
Can we fashion a net? Now, this is
Towards the
not
water thing?
enough rope.
You'll
But
see
can you show me
Jennifer
the
sitting
knife?
in it, just
I'm sure I
ass
could.
naked, tits out, feet up on the rim. She's got a small glass, and she's sitting there soaking. Let's see if she sees you sneaking up. Probably, maybe, possibly. Were you trying to sneak up, or were you just walking straight for your tub?
Walking straight for it.
Ah,
As soon as I saw her turn right back around, walk back out.
scared of a little skin.
Yep.
Oh, who knew the frog was a prude? And you know, a few minutes later, if there's anybody around the stables would notice that Rain throws a towel over and jumps in, and she's got a big cold frothy mug and a book, and she's in there again, tits floating on top, just sitting there with Juniper and their idle chit chat, reading and having a beer.
What? I'm confused. I want to know.
I missed something.
I want to know.
They do in a swimming pool.
Too.
I'm so confused. Are we talking about
Tits?
Tits.
Floating?
They
don't?
They kinda-
Thank you.
Yeah, they do.
Fat
No,
floats.
they don't.
Fat floats.
Fat floats.
They don't float like she.
What it just so happens is the water depth is the perfect depth for titties.
I guess they just catch mine differently since I'm wearing something. I don't know.
Carrie. Anyway, back to what we were doing.
Mine sink. They're silicone. Hello, YouTube.
Please do not put that on YouTube.
Oh, it's all going on YouTube.
Anyway, so
My titties float.
I was helping Gatkar and showing him how to tie a rope
Mm-hmm.
to make a net.
Okay.
I only brought
Where did
like
you go?
2
Yeah.
6-foot pieces
I
or
was
so.
teaching him the knot.
Just to learn the knot.
And
Learn
the
to
way
square
it
on.
was.
And so hopefully I can get into the storeroom later, take rope with me, and
Get some
for a
rope.
downtime activity,
Make a net.
make a net.
That can be done because Bondor could get you. They have a lot of rope. They use it often, and y'all were lashing some logs together so you could get easily 2 hanks and start making a net.
Zora pulls out her hold up.
Alcohol?
No. Don't I believe? Yeah. Pulls out my lute and start playing
Okay.
some songs.
Give me your performance check.
Not 20.
Yeah, 20. So as the evening is dying down and people are finishing their grub, you start to hear the sounds of a very well played lute playing not necessarily a lively tune, something soft and relaxing for calling the evening. You even hear off in the background a couple of folks are just kind of humming and softly singing to the tune. Seems to
Pretty
be,
good at that.
and you recognize it, it's a sailor's tune. And the people humming along and singing along would probably also have had some time on the sea.
Yeah. I guess she was. Not that there was really any doubt.
The drinking was a good clue.
Right?
Very good.
Why is the rum always gone?
It explains it.
Yeah.
It's always gone.
Goblin drinks it.
I get drunk really fast, apparently.
Could be why we're on this island.
Could be.
Just a few steps that way.
Mm-hmm.
There's a stockpile.
Somewhere.
I have a jar of dirt.
Is there
Real
anything?
tar.
Yeah.
Might be why your coffee tasted funny.
Zora!
Yes?
Did you put dirt in my coffee?
Why would I put dirt? I didn't make your coffee. You didn't want coffee.
Jennifer didn't want coffee.
Oh, right. No.
I've got to keep 27 characters straight. You can't keep 2 straight.
No, I didn't put dirt in your coffee. The dirt is in my room.
So if the run threw water on you this morning, is it dirt or is it mud?
It's in a jar.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was just checking. I just thought you were dirty.
That's what she does every night. She doesn't take a shower. She just takes the dirt, scrapes it off with a knife into a jar.
Ah. I was starting to think she had like, have you ever seen chickens that roll in the dust and fly
dust
around?
bath.
Yeah, I was wondering if perhaps goblins took dust baths, or just this goblin took a dust bath. Because Lielt and
Salt water dries out your skin.
Lielt and Diefta, they use the bathing tub.
No, I do not do
Which,
that.
by the way, anybody that's paying attention notices the bathing area is starting to get rowdy. There's more than just 2 people there. They may be having multiple drinks.
Okay, then I'm no longer standing outside. I'm going to my room, please.
Do I hear it?
What are you going to do about water?
You're outside, but you're also playing your lute.
I'll put my loot away
Mhm.
and go to the bathing.
Have you noticed the bathing area? There are several naked people in the large, and this is like 6 foot across tub, and it's 3.5 feet deep of water. It's like 4 foot sides, and yeah, Juniper and Rain are in there, and
I take off my clothes and said, "Who wants to scrub my back?"
they all just kind of pause. It gets real quiet.
Damn, I'm not that dirty.
It's not that kind of party, dearie.
Fine.
And Hafez goes, goblins bathe? Oh no. There's things you'll learn every day. And Hafez is soaked.
Yeah.
Like an Indian tiger,
the
Cats like the water.
Have you seen a
Tigers
tiger?
know.
the water gets really gross real fast when they get in. It's just...
The water's probably already a little...
Oh
turbid.
right, yeah. There's a bunch of nasty.
There's a lot of people that have worked all day.
Yeah, I
I
realized.
woke up and I was going to get a bath.
Wave, come on in, the water's fine. You could just idle on over and, toss us a line.
Fuck it. I'm sweaty and I need water. I strip and get in. And as I'm sitting there, I'm like, this needs something. So I got shape water to make the water start to swirl slowly around.
Now it's a hot tub party. And I think that's where we're going to end the session.
I kind of lean back and go, that's better.
Can I go back later on in the night and get my daily water thing?
Probably can because you're not locked in your room right now.
Okay.
That's gonna be gross.
No carrots, no celery.
It can be drained and refilled. Y'all have noticed it rains fairly frequently for 2, 3, 4 hours. And now that y'all have been here for several days, there's a massive cistern out. Or it's not a cistern, it's a water tower type thing out where the rainwater. It's got a little catch at the top and it drains, and it holds a lot of water, and that's where y'all get all y'all's fresh water for food making and everything else. It's all rainwater. It's a big wooden tank.
It may have worked as a dishwasher, but she gave me a magical hot tub.
Yep. I'll allow it. We're not breaking anything. We're just having fun.